Yo guys, what's up? It's Ryan Loyal with LoyleMagic. What's happening, guys? First of all, this is brought to you and want to let you know by always follow your dreams. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so I had a follower or a subscriber rather in here ask me to hold on, slow down, Ryan. Before I get into that, if anybody's new to my channel, I'm having a deck giveaway. I'm giving away 2 decks of Theory 11's Blue Monarchs, okay? Whenever we can mail stuff again, however the hell that works. But it's an older video. If you scroll down my videos, it'll say deck giveaway for when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So when we get closer to that number, we'll come up with a date, you know, and you guys will make that happen sooner by sharing my videos if you don't mind. You know, as long as you're impressed by my content, you know, I'm not gonna beg you, but if you do, I really appreciate it. And just, you know, I do magic out of love, man. Just try to bring happiness into a dark and hurting world, and I think that's what all magicians try to do. You know, we just try to bring people to a place in their head when they can just forget about all their problems just for a split second, even a few minutes. If you do that, man, our job's done. So anyway, if you go in that video, it'll say 1,000 subscriber deck giveaway, and you got to comment on that video, hashtag think Blue Monarchs, and you're entered to win. So wanted to drop you that. Anyway, have a subscriber, Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, that's his name. Wouldn't it be cool if it was real Ozzy? You never know. But he wanted to talk about what do you do when you mess up and how do you recover. And he asked me if I could explain what I learned from my experience. So for those of you who don't know, I've been doing magic 2.5 years. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it just, you know, I put a lot of hours, thousands and thousands of hours, and I became obsessed with this. It saved my life. If you don't know my story, please watch my other videos. But anyway, when I first started performing in public, and maybe some of you guys who are new into magic can also relate to this. You know, when I messed up in a trick, I was like, oh man, I'd say it out loud, I'd talk to myself, and then the spectators would hear me, and they're like, what? I'm like, oh crap, they didn't even know I messed up, you know? Because before I'd be like, ah, oh, messed up, here, give me that back, let me start over. So that's mistake number 1 I was doing, was I was making it obvious and announcing the fact that I messed up. So here's the thing, the only person that knows that messed up is you, you know? So you can do whatever you want with that. You could just roll into another trick, you know, and you just gotta get creative, you know. And the best way to do that is by being in that position, okay? For example, doing the ambitious card routine, right? Say that 10 of diamonds is your card right here, right? I do my whole, there you go. I do my whole marlet tilt, right? 10 diamonds goes in the middle, right? Push it in, snap your fingers, but look, I accidentally do a triple lift. And I say, snap your fingers, your card comes right to the top. They're like, that's not my card. I'll be like, you're right, because I was just testing you to see remember your card was, you know? Good thing you guys passed that test because your card's actually right here. You know, boom, that's how I covered from that. And that happened a couple weeks ago, and they were still just as impressed as if I didn't mess up at all. They had no idea I messed up. They thought it was part of the trick. You know what I mean? So it's not the end of the world. And if it is, you know, if you do get stuck in that position and you mess up, and you just like, you don't know what to do, it's okay, man. Just, you messed up, you're human, you know? They all mess up. David Blaine messes up. Chris Angel, Chris Ramsey, all the pros mess up, man. That's how you learn. You learn from our mistakes. Not even mistakes. You just learn from our, you know, it's not a mistake, but you know what I mean. You learn from your past, all right? So that's definitely one thing to remember. And that's another thing too I was going to say is, you know, don't expect to mess up, but don't be surprised because it's inevitable. We're not perfect, okay? You know, you can't perform perfectly. You can do the best you can, you know, and feel confident about what you do. And even when you feel confident, sometimes you slip up. It's not the end of the world, man. Because I remember I used to go out when I first started getting really cool reactions. You know, the first time you get a screamer or a runner and you're on this high, right? I remember the first time I got these reactions, I did like maybe 3 groups of 3, you know, spaced out about an hour in between because I'm trying to handle my reactions too, like my blood pressure and everything because I'm getting all excited. And the last thing that night was I did magic to a bunch of policemen. And it was in the winter time, so it's outside in Atlantic City here. Like, I'm not kidding, it was probably like 22 out or something. It wasn't windy, it was just cold as hell. And I messed up the ambitious card routine. And how I messed it up was when I did card in mouth, right? I accidentally loaded 2 cards in back, so when I put the card in my mouth, it wasn't their card. And I was like, see a jump? They're like, where? I'm like, in my mouth. They're like, oh, at first they're shocked that a card was in my mouth. And then they were like, oh, that's not it. And I was like, oh. And I let that beat me up all night, and I didn't recover from it. But I learned from those times, and since like times like that happen, it never happened to me again. And if it does, I know exactly how to get out of it. So here's some tips, guys. Always keep an invisible deck on you. Someone described that to me once as your get out of jail free card, which is a great idea if you think about it, because say you're doing a trick, you know, and you lose their card, or you can't find it, and you're in the middle of a trick, and you're like, oh man, you really have no idea where the card's at, you know what I mean? Because it's not like a triumph where it's face up. You can be like, you know what? Your card isn't in his deck at all. Like that. You can be like, you jumped into an entire different deck. Take out your back pocket, boom, it jumped over here. Now that's an instance I could have used that in ambitious card routine. I could see your card jump. I'm like, in my mouth. I'm like, that's not my card. I'm like, that's right, because you know what? Your card really jumped. I mean, it jumped all the way over my head into my back pocket into this deck right here, and boom, that's when you pull that out. So that's another great instance you could use that. Another thing, I've said this before too, is if you're new in card magic, when you walk up to people and you introduce yourself, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I didn't right away introduce myself as a magician, because if you say, hey man, I'm Ryan, I'm a magician, boom, now you just put this pressure on yourself to now you think, oh god, I have to mind blow them, and now you got this expectation in their minds of what they think a magician is, which is, you know, and everybody thinks differently, but now you just put this pressure. Now you got to please them, you got to impress yourself. I'm like, oh my god, you got all this pressure on yourself. I say, listen, you know, I would love to become a magician one day. That's why I do this. I'm an aspiring magician. I'm a starving artist. So do you mind if I just try something on you and just practice it out? Now, if you come off like that, it's a double benefit for you, because one, they're not expecting something that mind-blowing, because you just told them you're training and practicing to become a magician. So if it does wind up going well, you made the impact and reaction that much times more powerful, because they weren't expecting that from an aspiring magician. You know what I mean? So that's where it helps you there. And two, now you didn't put this expectation in their mind like the first time if you would have said you were a magician. So they encourage you. You know what I mean? You don't come off as this confident, cocky, you know, type of person. You say, listen, like I said, I'm aspiring. I may mess up if I do. I'm sorry. We'll try to work through it. So, you know, if you do one of these, like, I messed up, they'll say, hey, listen, it's okay. Keep going. You're doing good. Really, keep going. And I'm sure you will be doing well. Listen, there's been times where my attitude, my personality has got me out of jams with tricks, to the point where if I really messed up a trick bad, which has only happened like twice, I would just get it to talking and totally distract them from the actual trick. And now I've been talking for 15 minutes, and they're like, weren't we doing a trick earlier? I'm like, oh my god, that's right. I totally forgot what we're doing. Boom, just start over again. But the best thing you can do is when you start performing in public, just go with the tricks that you're very confident in doing, okay? 2-card mind, ambitious card, whatever you're very confident in doing, start off with those tricks, okay? Don't, and what I always do is, okay, for instance, when I have a new effect I want to do, I do my regular routines, right? I do, you know, a set of 3, whatever I want, I'm comfortable doing, which is, you know, a little handful of them. And I can be like, look, before I let you guys go, like normally that's the amount of tricks I do. If it's a really cool group, or they might tip well, but listen. And I say, there's one I'm practicing, and I've never tried it on anybody yet. You guys want to be the first ones I try it on? You know, like, I seriously, I may mess it up, right? Because I practice in front of the mirror, but I've never tried it on anybody. You guys want to be the first ones? When you explain it like that, they're like, oh man, yeah, absolutely. Now you got like a cheering team for you, and they're already impressed by you because your first set of tricks that you're already confident in doing went well. So yeah, man, there's some great tips for you guys about what to do when you mess up and how to recover, okay? So first of all, don't beat yourself up, okay? Everybody freaking messes up. Now, if you're doing it every single time, you know, you do a trick, of course, maybe you should practice a little more, but it's, you know, it'll happen. So don't expect it never to happen, okay? Second of all, I forget what I was gonna say. But listen, Ozzy, I hope this helps you out. I hope this helps you other magicians out and aspiring magicians. Hey man, look, I will never get to the point in my magic career where it's like, oh, I finally know all the magic. No, man, I'm always gonna be striving to learn better. I never claim to know. You know, I've learned a lot about card magic, and I'll never know it all. But what I do know and what I do know how to do, I practice to the point where I do it confidently, where it's just like I don't have any doubt in myself. You know, I say the hardest night for me, or the hardest thing for me when I do go out and perform, for some reason it's weird, I got these little pet peeves, is doing a first double lift for the first time the whole night. Once I get past that, boom, I'm smooth sailing. But for some reason, before that first double lift, man, I get so nervous. And then I pull it off. It's like I'm a whole new, bam, I'm in the zone now. We're killing it. So, call me weird, but listen, guys, thank you so much. I really want to remind you, just thank you for joining the channel, for following me, for subscribing if you do. Magic is a passion and a love of mine. I'm not doing this to get popular on YouTube, you know what I mean? I'm doing this so to get my name out there so I can do this for a living one day. You know, my dream is to do it full time. That's my dream. I want to follow my dream, you know? At least I can do is give it a damn shot and all my heart, 150%. At least, you know, I'm realistic, man. If I can't do it full time 2 to 4 years from now, okay, I accept the fact it's always something I can do on the side for money. Okay, I get that, but that's not why I'm doing it. But until that point, I want to give it everything I got. And I mean everything. So, you know, don't let anybody tell you guys you can't do anything. Because you can do whatever you want to do. As long as it doesn't harm yourself or harm others, and it's a positive thing, you can do whatever you want. And you can do whatever you want negatively too, I'm just saying. Power of a positive mindset. It took me about my whole entire life to learn that. It took me my whole life to learn that, you know, because I'm almost 40 now, I just discovered what my gifts are. You know, and this is one of them. I used to connect with people, and I'm a people person. There was a point in my life I didn't think I had anything to offer the world. Magic changed that, man. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Spread the love. Hope this helped you out. I know I ramble, but I just love magic so much, and I appreciate you guys following me, so be good. Talk to you later, guys.